Now, sometimes, even in the church, as I've already said, people will try to curry favor with people who appear to have authority and power, people who appear to be somebody. You know, I know of a pastor. I didn't really know him that well personally, but when I was in my undergraduate years at college in Georgia, there was a pastor whose name was Jeff, and he told this story one time of how when he was coming up in ministry, getting started, when he was completing his undergraduate degree many, many years ago, back in the 80s, he was coming along and he was working at a church and working under an established senior pastor. And there was a young lady at that church who was the best singer in the church by far. She was by far the best voice, and she was kind of a key component there of that church. Well, this young lady and Jeff met and fell in love and began to date and pursue marriage. And the senior pastor was fine with that so long as they stayed in that church, because he didn't want to lose that singer. Well, that wasn't something Jeff could guarantee. He said, I've got to go where God calls me, and you need to stand behind me and let me go. Well, this senior pastor didn't like that answer, and he threatened Jeff and basically said, I'm going to spread rumors about you to all the pastors I know, and you will not ever be able to find a church. And Jeff said, well, that's okay. God holds my future. And this pastor replied, no, son, I control your future. Now, it's terrible that any Christian, much less someone in a position of leadership in the church, would ever have an attitude like that. But I'm glad to tell you that in Jeff's case, God's favor mattered more, and today he's been the pastor of a very large, thriving church near Commerce, Georgia for over 35 years. And as for that other pastor, I don't know what happened to him. All that to say, friends, God's favor matters more than the favor of anyone with power.